The University of Idaho is mourning the deaths of 4 students. Well, let's dig into that. Well, hello, my friends. Hi, I am Dee Sparta. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. Yes. This is going to be a little kind of, I think, really emotional for me. I do live here in Idaho, Boise, Idaho. Although, yes, I am from Southern California, grew up in Los Angeles area, but I have been living here since it's been about 20 years or so. And I did live in Moscow, Idaho, where the University of Idaho is. In fact, I lived in the family housing of University of Idaho for 3 years. So yeah, I'm very familiar with the area and the school. My wife was attending the law school at University of Idaho. This law school is like over 100 years old. It's old buildings. Everything is. I mean, a lot of the buildings up there, everything is old. There's like no air conditioning because it is so usually just very cold. They have heat, but the summers now are getting much hotter, and so it's becoming it was really uncomfortable. We had to buy AC. It's very small town. People know each other. And unfortunately, a couple weeks ago, 4 students were found dead in a home nearby. The victims were Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, and Ethan Chapin, and Zanya Kernodle. I have probably butchered these names and I apologize. All right, so I want to get into this. Before I do, please, folks, remember I have the section where I do induct. We go into the case and then I skip to the tarot. Chapter links are provided. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please, please, please do so. And hit the like button. So yeah, so if you want to hear more about this mysterious case where there's very little information, I do have information. Having been there, living there, I also have access, people who live there. And I also am going to be going through the Idaho Statesman. I'm a subscriber. And once that it was on the news, my phone had lit up with this notification. And I've been struggling going, should I do this reading or not? Is anybody else interested? But I think as more goes on, yeah, I need to do this. I need to do this for, my wife's alma mater. So here we go. And just remember the chapter links are down below. Whew. Hello. Thank you for sticking around, my friends. I really appreciate y'all. So, the Moscow police are being very hush hush about specifics and details in this case. Part of me wonders if they screwed up. And I'm going to tell you why. I want to get this out there because I live there. I experienced this through just so one morning, Friday, it was like Saturday, the weekend before, just before school was starting, we got all this notifications of be careful, that's emergency. What had happened was that night before, Friday night, a young student who had been trying to report sexual harassment from a professor in the psychology department over and over again. And the school and the police departments like did nothing. And the guy was pretty much almost like a stalker. And still, they did not. It was like, well, there's nothing we can do. They didn't enforce it until finally it was like push come to shove. The girl was going to quit school there and all this stuff. And parents were upset. And finally, the school let the teacher go. And the teacher didn't like that. So it was at the end of the school year. Summer passes, and then the Friday before school starts. Now, she didn't quit U of I. She stayed there. This professor tracked her down, killed her, shot her, and then he went back to the hotel and shot himself. Actually, I think blew out a window, too. I remember my in-laws were visiting this weekend, and we were driving by the hotel, and it was like a mess. And the window was out and everything. It was like, oh yeah, they're in the police tape. They're investigating right now. You find out that, it's like, well, if this had been taken seriously and him stalking her, if the police had stepped up or people took her cries for help of sexual harassment and stalking seriously, maybe he would have been in jail. Maybe this wouldn't have happened. So it doesn't look good on their part. There were other deaths at this school while I was there. A student was at a frat house drinking. Now, this frat house had previously had a ban where no alcohol allowed because a student, it's like 4 stories high, long, tall windows. It almost looks like they're doors. They're so tall, but there's no balcony. And like I told you, it gets hot. You open these windows. And I don't think there was a screen on one of the windows because apparently a student, while drinking, fell off and died. Now, while I was there at this frat house, they were drinking. And it was winter time. And the winters there are vicious. We're up in the panhandle of Idaho. That's right up there by Canada. It is white out. And you can get lost. And here's a freshman, not from the area. He was drunk and he left this party for some reason. Nobody tried to stop it. There was something happened, and he ended up leaving by himself, and he was trying to wander to get back to the dorms, getting lost. He was completely on the other side of this campus in the environmental area. He had knocked on people's doors, begging for help because he was lost and he was drunk, and he ended up freezing to death out there lost on the school campus. And that was devastating. And yeah, the University of Idaho has lost students and has had lots of tragedy there. So when I heard about these 4 students, I was just like, and the police are being quite close, tight-knit and shut. And I think part of it does have to do with they don't want to screw this up any further. I have a feeling that they had been alerted that there could have been an issue, and I really wonder if they just let it slide. I could be wrong. This is alleged. This is just my opinion because I have lived there. I have seen what's going on, and I have seen, yeah, it's tragic. So, these 4 students, let's get into it. It was, they were found dead in a home near campus. And there's a lot of little homes that a lot of students will rent out around the campus. That's normal. Now, some students as some students were returning to Moscow following Thanksgiving break, others opted to finish the semester remotely because of this has happened. So they're like, we're not going back to the campus. We are doing classes remotely. We'll finish this semester out and maybe come back in January. that's what's going on. And a lot of classes were being canceled because nobody knows. It's like somebody here just killed 4 students and the weapon's never been found, nor have they said there's any suspects. They just keep mentioning whom they have cleared. Give me a moment. I am cold. I'm turning on my heater below my desk. I'm sorry, but it is 20 degrees outside and snowing, and it is cold. And this is 20 Fahrenheit, which is well below zero. Okay, now the FBI have gotten involved with this case, which also is a red flag. And so the FBI and the Idaho State Police Department are also involved. And so you got the Moscow Police Department, Idaho State Police, and the FBI all keeping tight-lipped. Shit has gone down, folks, and it is scary. Now, this is what we know happened over the weekend with the students. Now, sometime around before noon, and this is the Pacific time zone. Now, I'm in Mountain time zone, but the Panhandle and other parts of Idaho are Pacific. Idaho is split. It's annoying. They've wanted to fix this, but hey. And it was like Sunday, November 13th, and Moscow police officers responded to a 911 call about an unconscious person in the house near the U of I campus. And see, this kind of boggles me. Why did they think? I don't get it. Now, when they walked in, they found 4 dead bodies. The coroner, Kathy, reported that they had been stabbed to death with a large fixed blade knife in the early morning hours. Now, the coroner did not include any kind of times of death. However, we've heard from the mayor, who has said the students were killed approximately between 3 a.m. 4 p.m. that Sunday. And the autopsies, it's multiple stab wounds. And they believe that these were inflicted while these students were asleep. And there are some of the victims did show defensive wounds. They probably woke up, tried to fight. There were absolutely no signs of SA, according to the coroner. So, the 4 students, Madison Mogan, 21, she's of Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene is beautiful, beautiful country land. Is up just above Moscow, so it's even higher up in the Panhandle. It is a community with a lot of wealthy people. A lot of wealthy people live up there. I've had my uncle and his family. 2 of my uncles. And one of my uncles live up there, but my other uncle, unfortunately, he's passed away of cancer, but his family had a house up there where they would spend their holidays. Yeah, they kind of have money. So, yeah, and then you have Kaylee, and she's 21 also, and she's of Rathdrum, Idaho, and then there was a junior, Zana Kernodle, 21, and she's of Post Falls, Idaho. So 3 girls are all Idahoans, and these other areas of Idaho, they're very tall. These girls were for smaller rural areas. And then there was a freshman, Ethan Chapin, 20, and he's from Mount Vernon, Washington. Ethan was dating Zana. I wish I had figured out how to pronounce but he was dating the one junior and they both were 20. Now, the three women actually lived at the house that's on King Road where 4 students were found dead. And there were 2 other roommates, and they survived. Now, you got to understand, these places, it's like a 3-story building, okay? This house was like 3 stories, because they usually have, like basement, and then 2 floors up, and like, I had, my apartment on school housing, it was 2 stories, 3 bedrooms, but it was only like 650 square feet. So it was thin and tall, okay? And that is what you get up there in Idaho. And on the 2nd and 3rd floors is where the killings took place. And the roommates were down below and didn't wake up. And they have been cleared, supposedly, of these killings. And yeah, so we know the guy, he had spent the night with his girlfriend, Ethan was like, had been there staying with her. Now, a 911 call was made the next day when they were found. However, this is weird to me. I don't understand it. The 2 surviving roommates had been out that night, but not together. They had just been doing their own little things. But they both came home about the same time, which is around 1 a.m. on Sunday. So apparently it's believed that they were actually in the home at the time of this attack. But they're saying they didn't wake up until late Sunday morning. And oh yeah, they were on the 1st floor. Yeah, they were on the 1st floor, kind of like the basement area. And then the victims were up on the other 2 floors. Now, the 911 call, it's been revealed that it was made from inside the house on one of the surviving roommates' cell phones. Now, I don't know who made the call. If it was one of the roommates, I don't know. The surviving roommates did summon friends to the house because they believed that one of the victims on the 2nd floor had passed out and was not waking up. Multiple people there talked with the 911 dispatcher before officers arrived. So apparently there were students already all over the place at this house. I don't know why they thought she was only passed out. If they were all killed by multiple stabbings, that just like boggles my brain here. I don't know. Maybe they thought she was still alive. I don't know. But they called friends over for help. Now, let's see here. The house that they were living in was a 6-bedroom house. So I'm assuming the roommates each had their own rooms. So the killer had to have gone into 4 different rooms to do the killing. So it's like, was there just one person? Were there multiple? How did this happen? Why didn't people wake up? Now, there was a shelter-in-place order the day of the killings, and I remember getting the notification of that. And what that means is stay away from the area, which is, if you're living there, you're stuck there. So you have to, it's like, you need to stay away from windows and doorways, just shelter yourself because we don't know what's going on. Nearly 90 minutes later, the university tweeted that the shelter-in-place order was lifted, but called for Moscow residents to remain vigilant. And the shelter-in-place order had been put in. I've been there when they put it because, well, the professor and student missing, and a giant moose. And also there was a bomb threat. That was... I'll tell you, man, just living on a school campus, and here I was in my 40s, right? Oh yeah, I was in my 40s, I think, because I'm 50 now. Might have turned 40 while I was up there, but yeah, Yeah, I think I did turn 40 while I was up there. Yeah, about, yeah. But, oh, there was so many different incidents, like shelter, warning, careful, we're trying to find this, this is going on. That, yeah, I've gotten those messages. So you have to just stay in an interior room with as few windows as possible and just hide there. So, like, if you're in dorms, you have to kind of stay in a main room with everyone. Yeah, is now the police. They're not giving any information about a possible motive for the killings, but law enforcement keeps saying that yes, they believe this was a targeted attack, but they're not willing to give more information. And the Moscow police captain, Roger Lanier, keeps saying, to be honest, you're going to have to trust us on that at this point because we're not going to release why we think this was targeted. We just have to believe them. And they're refusing to say if they believe there was more than one person or just a single person. And they're not even willing to say if one of the roommates was explicitly targeted or was all, the roommates. And the one guy happened to be there. Now, before the attack, Zaina and Ethan had been at a party at Sigma Chi frat house, which is real close, less than a mile from King Road. And they got home about 1:45 a.m. Sunday. And the other two girls, they had spent the evening at the Corner Club bar. It's called Corner Club. Before stopping at a downtown food truck on the way home. And they used a private party, so I don't know who, but they used something to ride home from the food truck. Both girls arrived home at about 1:45 a.m. at the same time as the other two. So they all four pretty much arrive about the same time and end up going to sleep. Now, multiple calls were made from Kaylee's and Megan's cell phones between 2 and 3 a.m. to a guy. So they were trying to reach a guy who did not answer. Now, a sister of Kaylee says that the calls were made to an individual named Jack, who is a friend. And her sister was known for frequently making late night phone calls. We'll just put that there. Now, the police do not believe that the surviving two roommates or any individuals summoned to the household on Sunday were involved in the crime. They also cleared a man who they had singled out in surveillance footage of the food truck. They also cleared the private party driver. I don't know, private party, Uber, Lyft, I don't know, taxi. But they cleared them, who took Kaylee and Megan home, or Madison home. Her last name's Mogan. That's where I was getting Megan from. Sorry, Madison. I am sorry. Now, the Latah County Sheriff's Office, they're also involved, and Moscow police have addressed many rumors about these homicides because there is shit spreading everywhere. And there have been other stabbings recently, and they're like, okay, so there was a dog attacked with a knife in Moscow, but they're saying that was not related. And in 1999, there was a double stabbing in Pullman, Washington. They're saying that wasn't related. They're not related. As well as in 2021, a double stabbing in Salem, Oregon. So you got to realize this area of Idaho is literally on the borders of Washington and Oregon. They're right next to each other, okay? Idaho, it's like Idaho, Washington, Oregon, we're just adjacent to them. So yeah, it's a hop skip to Oregon from where I live, and it was just a hop skip to Washington when I was up there. Okay, so it just gives you a little perspective, because some people don't realize where Idaho is. We're in the Pacific Northwest. We're not Midwesterns. We're not over there at Ohio or Indiana. No, we're the Panhandle. Some people think it's like shaped like a gun. It's a pan with a big old handle, is why they call it. We got a state with the Panhandle state, and we're right next to. We're above Nevada, and in between Montana. You got Montana and Utah and Idaho, and then Washington, Oregon, and here's Idaho. Okay, so we're circled, and above us is Canada. So people were wondering if these stabbings of these other areas were connected. They also had been a death on February 2020 in Moscow. But they're saying this is not related. So they're just like, because this other death had been ruled to be from an overdose. I told you this area up there, it's shit happens. Police are saying that the rumors of a red Mustang on South Deacon Street was being processed as part of the murder investigation. They're like, no, that's not true. This vehicle is not connected to this incident. I don't know if they're telling us the truth or not, especially when they don't want any details released. So if they're saying certain details aren't right, I mean, I don't know. The school is remaining extremely flexible for the students during this time, and there's counseling. They have a safe walk program that's available for the rest of the semester for students who are staying on campus for the rest of the semester, while other students are going to do their work remotely. There was a candle night vigil planned on Wednesday, right after these killings at 5, and it was moved indoors because, well, we had some massive winds, and it was going to be way too cold and too windy. So, yeah. That is where we're at with this case. There's really nothing available. We don't know what happened to Zana, Ethan, Kaylee, and Madison, and we need to know. We want to know. It's scary. What was going on? Why did this happen? I'm looking at the map here, and it's right. This was all right near where I lived, in the family housing area. It's right next to it. Well, folks, let's get into the tarot reading now. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. We're going to get into this reading now. Please remember that this is alleged and for entertainment. And yeah, as I was prepping to do this, I was in meditation, and Kaylee strongly showed up. Something about Kaylee. I think she had alerted that there was danger. She knew, and I really feel it's been ignored. We'll find out more as I do these cards, but she's just, it's Kaylee. He keeps popping out. I really wonder. Okay, so the Queen of Cups. I don't know their signs or anything, but I'm just getting a vibe. This is Kaylee, someone who's very compassionate. She was always good for others. Okay, here is the hangman. And this is her death was kind of seen as a release. The person who killed her felt a release. That is. And then we have the son. And they took a sick pleasure in this. They really did. That is. Let's see here. One cards. Okay. Okay. Here is the Four of Wands reversed. This is like sometimes at home there's conflicts, or there's not support. I really think Kaylee and the girls had tried to say, hey, there's a problem. There's somebody who is a problem. We don't know what's going on. We need your help. And I think that was ignored. They didn't get, nobody took it seriously. Okay. Six of Swords here is reversed. It's about deception. There's something, and making a difficult decision. I just think, yeah. Okay. Here's the Emperor card. So, and here is the Judgment reversed. Okay. Huh. And the next card was the Hermit reversed. And this is not what I want to see. Because what I'm seeing here is a guy whom he hates himself too, and hates it, and everything that's gone wrong, it's everybody else's fault. And here he is the hermit. He was rejected. The difficult decision. Yeah, he was rejected. That was the core of that. Rejection has a lot to do with what happened. I'm thinking it was more rushed. The reason why the other two roommates survived. The Two of Pentacles. Yeah, priorities. He was prioritizing the killings. I wonder what floor the front door is on, or access point. Okay, here's the Seven of Swords. This is all about deception, trickery. This is making choices, prioritizing. He was very strategic in who he killed. Very, who the priorities were in the killings of that house. Okay, here is the Page of Cups. This is... This person lived in their head fantasies, lots of fantasies. Used to fantasize being with this group, being one of them, being maybe it was with Kylie. Had this obsession. They were very much a dreamer, and I think they've caused trouble before, and it's been just ignored. Ugh, this is the Nine of Cups. This person is very happy about what they did. Here is the Seven of Swords reversed. It's just a lot of more deception. I think he has people fooled to thinking he's great. Here is the Ten of Cups upright. He was finding fulfillment in this killing. For him, this was, okay, I removed y'all. I should start feeling better. And I think he's also, I don't know if he's still alive right now at this moment. I'm sensing with her gone, he thought he would feel better, but that's not what's happening. He was so obsessed watching her, and now he doesn't have that anymore. And I'm afraid he could move on to someone else. And as soon as I say that, the cup here, new feelings, change. Yeah, I think he's lost. I think the hunt is, stalking is what really. And once he got to prey, it was just like, well, what do I do now? I don't have fulfillment or satisfaction. Okay, here is the Five of Swords. This is someone very sneaky. I will win at all costs. This person will strike again unless they take their own life. Or is caught. I think even if they're caught, they're going to still, yeah. They're very possessive. Here is the Four of Pentacles. This person is stingy, possessive. I have to have what I want, and it's mine. No one else can. It's like even, it's not even, romantic feelings. He wanted to be like their friends, hang out with them, and it wasn't, they did not think this person was of a good sound mind and tried to avoid him or her. It could have been. Okay. The moon. Things are unclear. There's a lot of illusions. I think he had strange thoughts in his own mind that he couldn't tell reality from fiction, This is an odd card. The Ten of Pentacles. This is like a legacy energy here. Oh, wonder if he's a legacy at a frat or she of a sorority. I would definitely be looking down Greek row. Okay. The Hierophant reversed. This one kind of went, what? Once again, this person really blindly felt. He had such strong faith. He might be religious, corrupted faith in something. The Nine of Pentacles is upright. he's got rewards. I mean, this is it's he a false this and then ooh, two of wands reversed. Okay, so this is a fear of change playing badly. This is also social media. I think there is something about this on the internet. Someone could have posted stuff in their socials. He was following those, that's for sure. He really was. He was trying to track wherever she was. Yeah. Here she is. The Eight of Swords. She's imprisoned. She's entrapped. He felt like he was a victim. So, her and her friends wronged him. Did they make fun of this person at one point? Kind of like, you're beneath me. And he didn't like that idea. Because he has his ego. He does not think he's beneath anyone. Freaky. Okay, and the Nine of Wands here is reversed. And, you see this person is running, the motives. Yeah, we know motives. What caused him to do this? What exactly was the trigger? I think this guy is just crazy. I don't think he needed much of a motive. It was just an obsession, and he felt he wanted to had to take the lives in order to have them for himself, almost. To step into their place. Something's connected to one of the surviving roommates. There's something going on there. He's connected to one of them somehow. That's why they're still alive. But I don't think the roommates think this person is a serious danger. I think they just thought, Let's see here. My Letterman deck, I love this deck. I say that a lot, don't I? Sorry. No, sorry. Okay, let's go here. I am smelling this mint chocolate. I lit a candle, and I did not realize it was scented mint chocolate. I'm like, I'm hungry. It smells really good. Okay. Punishment. Number 11, the whip. This is punishment. This is a repetition. This is the Jack of Clubs. There's been argument. There was abuse, possibly. But yeah, this person, the killer man, wanted to punish them where they wronged him. They might have humiliated him. He felt humiliated and rejected, and that's, yeah. There's a lot of clouds, we know. That's not a surprise here in the house. Sixth is the house of confusion. But there's a conflict, and you can't find it. It's so, where they are, the stuff hiding is like, Trying to find it. I don't know if it's. Ugh. I don't know if we're ever going to figure out who this killer was. This is 12. 12 is my birdies. This is House of Chatter. This gossip and chattering. Sometimes it involves two people, but I think like I've been seeing, on the social networks, people might be able to find information that could lead to someone who was upset and had a motive. Okay. 24. Was this an X? Because this is about romance and love, and it's over this fighting and conflict. Did one of them have a really bad ex experience? And I wonder. Young child. That's interesting. This is kid involved. Why is there a kid, a child, a young person, a minor involved? Don't know what that's about. It also could mean new beginnings, but it's overall this confusion, the cloud. There may be someone, a sibling, a younger sibling, who to either one of the victims or the killer might be can clear up the confusion. Okay, so 25 here is the ring. And this, I'm getting, this is the Ace of Clubs. This is the commitment, promises, engagement, getting engaged, stability. Rumors maybe of someone getting engaged could have triggered, or a person getting involved with someone else could have been triggering the killings. Okay. This has to do with a trip. 3, going a vacation. A trip. Traveling. This is the ship. This is the house of travel. I wonder if there was something planned or something happened at a trip that could have triggered a lot of this hostility. Okay, here is 9, the flowers. This is a gift. Somebody knows about a gift that was given, and they don't think it was anything important. They need to focus to find out what was given, and because it was like, well, that's odd. So not clicking is standing out, but it's important to the case. Yeah, here's the well. 41. Dig deeper into past relationships, I think, of these people, because there is more to the story. There's a lot of rumors scattering around. Some of these rumors is truth behind them. You have to dig further, though. You have to keep going further and look further into each trip. Because that's, look further into it. Here's the key. The trip is the key to what happened. Yeah, 33, that's the key. That's, look to see, has it, there's something was given to somebody. I think that person didn't like it. That could be a part of it, is rejected. And here's 34. We got a bunch of fishies. It's a school of fishies. This has to do with money. I think there was jealousy because some of these girls had more money, apparently more affluent. And that's where some of the jealousy of wanting to be with them, like, it was like a classism, you see me as beneath you. Okay. I think that's it for today. These 4 students of the University of Idaho. Hey, I had to do this. This is my wife's alma mater for law school, and it is something very prevalent here where I am living in Idaho. I do hope the police, the FBI, find this killer and we get answers. The families need closure. They do. It's not going to solve any of the grief or pain, but it will help them understand so they can process this better and deal with their grieving. Okay, everyone. You know what? I want to use my pendulum. I want to ask a few questions here. Okay, let's see here. Show me yes, please. Show me yes. And you see, yes is back and forth. All right, thank you. Now, please show me no. Show me no. Show me what no is. As you can see, no is side to side. Thank you. You can stop. And now show me you don't know. It's unclear. And that's a circular motion. Thank you. All right. Do the police have a suspect in mind? Do they have a suspect in mind? Yes. Yes, they do. Okay. Was this suspect stalking one of the students? Was this suspect? Yes. Interesting. We have that there, and the fact that this was stalking, this really bothers me because previously a student had said, hey, I'm having issues with this professor, sexual harassment, he's following me around, stalking, and it wasn't taken serious till she died. And now we're seeing this, and I'm like, this would look really bad for the local police. And not taking these students seriously when there is a problem. But this is all alleged. Hopefully, the killers are caught. Killers, he might have had somebody helping him. I don't know. Maybe a woman there. It's like this weird energy. That's why I'm wondering if there's more than one person. Anyway, folks, please comment down below. Tell me what you think about this case, what your thoughts and ideas are. If there's stuff that you have learned about this case, or let me know. If you know, was there ever a report of a stalker? I don't know. But yeah, could you please comment? Let me know. And folks, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you know when my videos are released. I love you guys all so very much. And remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'll see you next time. Bye.